Welcome to High School Sports on the Hartford Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison. Welcome into the 26th season on the air for the Hartford Cable Network, bringing you the Hartford County Game of the Week. This week we're honored to have an inaugural game for the 26th season between two arch rivals that don't see a lot of each other because they're in different leagues. It's the John Carroll Patriots versus the Bel-Air Bobcats. Let's talk to Amy Chmielewski, first of all, the coach for the Bel-Air Bobcats. Your team enjoys playing this game, you tell me. Why?
Yes, they enjoy it. A lot of their friends play on this team that they see throughout the year, playing different club levels and other sports as well.
You had a great season last year, 8-2. I know you'd like to build on that. What do you think this year? Always it's a new game because people graduate and new players. What do you think this year?
I think we're going to take every game as it comes and take each strategy differently. We have a very young team.
I see that, but I also see you've got some veterans and some players that did great things for you, including your daughter on the team. How's that?
That's entertaining. But I have, I believe, 5 returning seniors that have been on varsity for 4 years.
Entertaining, a good word. We'll ask Alice Puckett about that because she had that experience also. I guess it is difficult being coach and mom. How do you separate those two?
We just know I've been coaching her probably since she was 5 years old, and she's always called me coach and not mom on the field unless she's hurt.
Good point. Now, playing John Carroll, again, tell me about how that's important to your girls.
They love it. It is, we can literally a stone's throw away from the school. The girls love it. They're very competitive. They want to beat them really bad. So we'll see how today goes. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it should be the weather a little bit chilly.
Oh, it's perfect. This is perfect
good
hockey weather. Yes.
Oh, I like it. So you can just run all day and not worry about it.
That's right. Nobody should be overheated.
Amy Chmielewski, thank you so much. Let's turn and talk to Alice Puckett. Alice, returning home for you, John Carroll was your home. It's where you went to high school. You coached for 30 some odd years at Falston and other places and won 11 state titles in the interim. How's it feel to be back at John Carroll? This year, what, 4th year?
This is my 4th year. It feels great. We have a beautiful facility. One of the things that lured me here was the turf field because we didn't have that where I was before. And it feels good. It feels right.
We talked about with Amy about coaching her daughter. You had that pleasure coaching Lindsay for all those years. What is it like coaching a daughter as part of the team?
It can be challenging, but for the most part, you just treat them like everybody else, and I think that's the simplest thing to do, and then it doesn't seem, any different than the other girls.
Alice, you've moved up to the A conference, and last year was a difficult year for you. Tell me about that, playing in the A conference at the IAAM.
It was a really challenging year. The talent last year was extremely strong. Some great programs. I do believe the A conference won't be as strong this year. We are going back down to the B conference as a couple teams that were up are. So this year we are really looking for a bounce back year. We have 10 seniors. They've been working hard. Everybody's been working hard. So we were mentally beat up last year, and we need to just score. That's our big thing right now, is scoring.
Now, you played in the UCBAC Chesapeake Division, which is a very difficult conference as well.
Yes, it is. It wasn't like the A conference last year, but I'm sure other years it was. Just a lot of talent there that's gone on to play in colleges, Big 10, ACC. So I'm happy to see them go.
For sure. Now, looking again at your team, like Amy, you have some young players, but you also have some veteran leadership coming back.
We do. We have a plethora of seniors that are 3 that have already committed to schools, others that have. We have kids that played tons of minutes on varsity last year. Like, they put their dues in, so I knew it was going to be rough. So I'm hoping the payoff comes this year for them.
Well, very good. This is the beginning of the Battle of Bel-Air. Talk about that, if you would, what that means, the Battle of Bel-Air.
Well, I guess I know that when I went to John Carroll, playing Bel-Air was really special because we didn't get to, that was probably the only county school that was on our schedule at the time. So it meant everything to us because we didn't have playoffs. They got to go to playoffs. We didn't do that. So if we did well, we felt like that made a statement for us. So we're trying to make a statement today.
It should be fun. It should be a great game. John Carroll versus Bel-Air, always our rivalry. Think of Michigan State. That's the kind of rivalry this is, Amy, right?
It sounds like it, yes.
Yeah. Well, very good. Stay tuned. We're going to bring you this game today. It is John Carroll versus the Bel-Air Bobcats from John Carroll Stadium. We'll be back with the game in just a moment. Well, welcome to the John Carroll Patriots field. It is John Carroll versus Bel-Air in field hockey, our opening event of the 2019 season, our 26th year on the air on Hartford Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison, expecting my partner Carol Barker along shortly. The field, as you can see, is a turf field here at John Carroll. Beautiful field, field about maybe 5 years old at this point. Halves, 30-minute halves in high school field hockey. The field 100 yards long, similar to a football field. The rules are fairly simple in field hockey. A little different than the old days in field hockey where you couldn't lift the ball. You now may be able to lift the ball with the stick as long as somebody isn't in the vicinity. Again, you have a 16-yard orange circle at each goal mouth, and that 16-yard circle is from which you can shoot the ball as an offensive player and score. If you shoot it outside the 16, it has to hit another offensive player before it goes into the net, being a good goal. Otherwise, it'd be discounted as a goal. They have the short corners now, or penalty penalty shots they call it, and that'll be taken from 10 yards outside the either side of the net. It'll come into the 16-yard line where the offensive players will come in. You'll see that as we go forward. Bel-Air dressed in the blue visiting uniforms, John Carroll in the white. 30-minute halves were underway, and there's a lift right away, as you can see. The John Carroll Patriots playing in the IAAM, that is the Independent Athletic Association of Maryland. They're in the B conference this year. Last year they were in the A conference, a very difficult year for Alice Puckett's team. They ended up 2-12. Bel-Air on the attack now, just underway here. And the shot, well, there's my partner, Carol Barker. Come right on here, Carol. There's your, I told folks that you'd be along. Oh, Carol's reporting on the scene an accident that held things up. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you, thank you.
What do you think of this turf field, huh?
Oh, lovely. Wow.
Lovely. Carol Barker, the former coach at Edgewood. In fact, Amy Chmielewski tells me that you were her JV coach at Bel-Air when you moved over to Bel-Air.
Yes, I was.
Well, we're underway. It's just about a minute into the game. Neither team having a real onslaught at this point. We'll pick up the player numbers for you as we go. John Carroll on the attack. Give you the starting lineups while we have just a moment. The Bel-Air Bobcats, Alexa McGwell, Madison Conroy, and Ellie Chmielewski, and she is, yes, the daughter of Coach Amy Chmielewski. They're along the front line. Kate Osmus, Genevieve Reel, Peyton Hale, and Peyton Savoy in the midfield. The defenders are Kelsey Gillis, Emma Sanza, and Sloan Peterson. The goalie
nice move.
is Abby Bannon.
Nice reverse stick move.
Bobcats playing on the defensive end. John Carroll looking to score. Coach, we talked about this game. It doesn't count at all in any of the standings, the UCBAC League nor the IAAM, but this is a make-or-break game. These young people look forward to this game all year long from the last year. In fact, last year, Carroll was a tie score, so they're battling in the Battle of Bel-Air. This is the first in a series of events, cross-country, boys soccer, girls soccer, volleyball. Carroll, unfortunately, this year, not football.
Oh, really? They're not playing each other, huh?
Yeah, the schedule just didn't allow them to play football. But
it's always a good rivalry because the kids know each other so well. They go to church together. They do a lot of activities in the community, probably together.
And of course, Alice Puckett, who coached all those years, 37 years at Falston.
Oh my goodness, yes! What a dynasty she had for a long time.
11 state championships.
Yeah.
But Carol, she's back home. As you know, she went to John Carroll School before going to Bridgewater College. And her daughter, Lindsay, who played at Maryland, is coaching with her. She's the assistant coach this year.
Oh, wow. How nice.
Yep. Kind of interesting because Amy Chmielewski, the Bel-Air coach, who also is a Bel-Air town commissioner, her daughter, Allie, plays for her. And, of course, Lindsay played 4 years for Alice at Falston.
Yeah, and Amy, I'm sure I know she played against Falston, so.
Yep. Now here's this short corner or penalty shot that we were telling you about. The offensive players, as soon as the ball is touched, they can come and run in. And there you'll see them come in and
they must show
steady
control.
The ball.
They have to show control off the hit.
There's a nice stop
nice.
in the goal.
Yeah.
That's
nice try.
The stop there was by Abby Brannon, the goalie for the Bel-Air Bobcats.
Oh, nice. Nice loft.
And
nice.
the loft, Carol, back in your day, they didn't allow that?
Well, they did. It was called the scoop, but it's a little more loose at this time. But they did allow it. But you had to show control, and you couldn't put it into the body of an opponent player.
Alice
opposing
was telling
player.
me that you have to give them a 5-yard, being a defender, a 5-yard
Yes.
difference when handling the ball, which of course she doesn't think is a great rule. She thinks that the defense ought to be able to get right on top of the offensive player. The number 7 is Peyton Hale. It would take me the entire telecast to tell you about Peyton. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She's number 7, a 2018 second team All-Metro and All-State, 16 goals and 5 assists. Math National Honor Society, 4-year softball player, basketball player. 2019 Maxfield Hockey Top 40 Mid-Atlantic player
nice,
to watch.
Nice pickup.
And also on the National Futures team. That's a pretty good resume right there, Carol.
She's not too busy, is she?
Peyton Hale, number 7 for Bel-Air. Her running mate, Genevieve Reel.
Number 4, just said it.
4-4.
Said
I'm going to give you your little scorecard here, Carol, so that you will know the folks
thank
you're
you.
talking about.
Yeah, would help.
You're talking about number 4 for Bel-Air or for John Carroll?
John Carroll, Alexa.
That's Ellie Brueggemann. Ellie
I'm
is
sorry,
a
number
4th-year varsity player. Led the team in scoring as a freshman. First team All-County and All-Conference last year.
There's a nice move by the left wing, moving it down the field. Can't see a
Bobcats
number
on
on
the
that.
attack. Yeah, it's probably Alexa Manguel, number 3.
Yeah. And
Just about 6 minutes into the game here, Carol, and no score. Neither team has really threatened yet. The Battle of Bel-Air.
John Carroll's had a couple of chances down in the front of the Bel-Air goal,
Yeah, you're right.
but they haven't,
Carol, I want to ask you about this weather. It's maybe 65 degrees, overcast, cloudy, kind of a little chilly wind. Is this a good way to play field hockey, or would you rather play in the heat?
Oh no, you'd rather play in this kind of weather. Keeps them moving. Ooh.
A little windy.
Yeah.
Nice block
But-
there in the goal. That was John Carroll's Alexis Loader, the goalie. Bobcats on the attack. Bel-Air ball, about 23:47 left here in this first half.
Looks like a short corner's been called.
Or a penalty shot. Now there's no longer a short corner, I'm told, because there used to be a long corner and a short corner. Now they've just consolidated into a penalty stroke.
That's a corner right here.
Yeah, it's a corner, right? You're right, but it's not a short corner. It's
just a corner.
It's just a corner, which is really not true. It's only 10 yards away from the net. Who knows?
But they have to put it in play.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good job there defending by John Cale. That was Peyton Hale, number 7, the young lady we talked about for the Bobcats. Our running mate, Genevieve Reel, number 2 for the Bobcats, Distinguished Honor Roll, President's Award. Volunteers Carroll at the animal and homeless shelters and has a 4.1 GPA.
wow, very nice.
You know, that's the kind of resume that, oh, that ball's in. Now, is that a goal?
That's a goal.
That
Yes,
is a
indeed.
goal.
Yes, indeed.
And the good thing about this is they give the ball to the person who scored the goal, and we can tell you who scored the goal as soon as they.
Yes, I love that rule.
It helps us commentators who are about 50 yards away.
Yes, exactly.
It was number
and
7.
eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
And that's Peyton Hale, the young lady we talked to you about. Peyton, here's the replay. You'll see Peyton be able to make that shot, shooting from just about the top of the circle. So Bel-Air jumps ahead at the 22-minute mark. 22:15. Peyton Hale gets the goal. So Bel-Air jumps on top by 1-0. Did I say John Carroll? Bel-Air jumps on top by 1-0. Sorry about that, Bobcats. Yeah, right now, Carroll, they're running cross country in this same area. They're playing 2 or 3 different events are going on all at the same time on this Friday afternoon here at John Carroll. Come the Patriots trying to equalize that score.
Almost.
Now the play it goes.
Didn't quite get there. The right wing was just a step behind. Ball could have been a little bit more angled, would have helped her out a little bit.
It was Sophia Schulke, number 10 for the Patriots. Had the ball momentarily. Wind blowing, Carroll, about maybe 15, 20 miles an hour, gusting. Really doesn't make a whole lot of difference in field hockey other than running into the wind. The ball is meant to hug the ground.
Right. Ball's supposed to be on the ground unless it's been lifted or scooped, what we used to call the scoop. Now
Madison,
it's just a lift.
that was Madison Conroy, number 8, with the
Beautiful,
ball.
beautiful move by John Carroll forward.
Well, nice takeaway by Hale. And what a player she is, Peyton Hale, number 7. One of the seniors on this team, one of the senior captains. Mentioned she was 2018 second team All-Metro and All-State. Cale, you know that good to have some senior leadership.
Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's almost impossible to have a winning season without a little bit of senior leadership. They've been there, done that kind of thing.
Bobcats were 8-2 last year in the Chesapeake division of the UCBAC.
That's a nice record.
John Carroll 2-12 in the A conference of the IAAM. Kelly moved back down to the B conference this year, which they won, the Patriots, back in 2016. That A conference is probably, arguably, the best field hockey in any area of this region. And you're playing every day, every game you're playing a top-notch team. Similar to the Chesapeake division of the UCBAC.
Right.
Here come the Bobcats with that 1-0 lead. We're inside the 20-minute mark now. 30-minute halves. Good takeaway by John Carroll. That was 7. Helen the Hammer Butler. Now, I didn't make that up. They say her nickname is Helen the Hammer. You know right away, you don't want to mess with Helen the Hammer, right?
No. I don't think so.
Carol, did they call you Carol the... What was your nickname?
I'll never tell.
Carol Barker back at Edgewood High School won the, 2-time field hockey championship back in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yes.
Dolores Simmons, the veteran coach.
There it is. Come on. There it is. If you want it, girls.
Chance.
Oh, goalie's down.
Goalie is down, and trying to make the stop was Abby Bannon, and Abby was successful in making that. Dolores Simmons, your coach, 98 and a half years young.
Yes, and she's amazing.
Still going strong up there in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. Member of the Hall of Fame, as is Carol Barker for the Edgewood High School. Now the corner, not the corner, it would be the penalty. I'm having trouble calling that what it should be called. But you'll see what's happening here. The offensive player gets the shot blocked.
Oh, nice clear. Nice clear.
Battling for the ball, out of play. It's going to go to John Carroll.
That was Ellie Brueggemann right there, number 15 for Bel-Air.
Brooke Smith, number 17, with the ball, and now putting it in play for John Carroll. That's Kate Gramacki. Kate Gramacki, I'm sorry, Kate. She's one of the captains on the team. Carol, this Kate Gramacki missed 2 years. She played as a freshman as a starter. She's been out the last 2 years with injuries, now playing here as a senior. You know how important this year is to her.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure she's so excited just to be on the field.
Can you imagine being a freshman starter and then not being able to play as a sophomore and junior?
Well, not only is she disappointed, but I'm sure Alice was too.
Absolutely.
You got that kind of a talent as a 15-year-old. You can't wait to watch it develop, and then it doesn't happen.
Alice Gramacki, one of the captains. I know that is quite an honor for her, again, not being on the team the last 2 years. Not being able to play, I should say. 1-0 the score. The Bobcats, the only goal of the game. Peyton Hale at 22-15. Nice crowd, Carol, coming here on a Friday afternoon.
Yes, it is. It's a very nice crowd. Beautiful place to watch a game.
It really is. John Carroll on the attack. Looking for the shot.
Brueggemann.
Ellie Brueggemann, yeah, number 4. 4-year varsity player is Brueggemann. First team All-County and All-Conference last year. Open shot, if she can get it off. A little backhanded, left-handed swipe shot there.
Yeah, that was a good try.
It was.
Nice crossing pass from the right wing. That's the way the game needs to be played. When you have a team playing from the right side to the left side, that's the strongest way to play it.
Amy Campitelli was that number 18 who had that little backhanded shot. She's just a sophomore, but her second year playing on the varsity. Bobcats take it away.
That was Peyton Savoy trying to run that down. Number 11.
John Carroll last year didn't have a great year. 2-12, certainly not a great year, but they had 13 of their players that were on the National Field Hockey Coaches Association Academic All-American team.
Wow, how nice.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, it's all about
21.
developing.
Coach isn't going to be happy about that miss.
That's Evelyn Leonard, number 21. Started some last year as a sophomore. Evelyn's a lacrosse player. A great deal of commonality between lacrosse, I think, and field hockey.
Oh, yes.
See
Yeah.
some of the same players playing both sports. Carol, can you imagine our 26th year on the Hartford Cable Network televising high school sports?
That's really wonderful. It's a, it's a great service that Hartford Cable does for the kids.
I just figured out a kid who played high school sports and we had him on TV is now 44 years old. He could be, or she could be, a grandmother or grandfather. Can you imagine that?
Yes, that's true.
That's awful. No, it's just a great thing. We appreciate the Hartford Cable Network folks in the county for allowing us to do this. And of course, thank the athletic directors and all the coaches that make this possible.
Now, the Bel-Air girl got called for that because she put her stick up in the air. That she has to let that ball come down.
A lot of the rules in hockey are for safety reasons.
Yes.
That stick is a dangerous weapon. It can be.
And that ball will hurt.
Yeah, if
You
you've
think
never,
you've been hit by a baseball? Yeah, that's part of it.
yeah, that's like young people stuff. The baseball. This thing is so hard. Meant to be hard because it rolls on the ground. It's not meant to bounce. 14 minutes, 20 seconds left here in this first half. A little over halfway through the first half. Only score of the game, as we said, Peyton Hale for the Bobcats at
Trying to see-
22-15.
See who that number 18 is over here on.
Yeah, that's Amy Campitelli, the sophomore for John Carroll.
Oh, there she is. Didn't look far enough on my list.
Ball's out of play. It's going to stay with John Carroll. One of the things Alice says she likes, Alice Puckett, is that you don't have to wait for the referee to blow the whistle. It's called self-starting.
Yes.
That's a difference
That's
in the old
different
days.
than when I played it and when I coached it, yes.
Here's
And
Peyton
it's,
Hale.
it's just to speed the
'77.
game up and move it along.
It really is. I think it proves the watchability of the game. In the old days, it seemed like the whistle was blowing every 5 seconds and
Yes.
you have to turn and go the other direction. And
Oh, yeah, it was not always fun.
yeah.
And of course, the fields that we played on were not as beautiful as these are. I mean, it just
A nice move by
nice
the Patriots.
move.
One player to beat.
Yeah.
That was Campitelli. 18. Nice job there by Peyton Hale, coming all the way back, showing you her versatility. Alice Puckett was telling me, Carol, that one of the draws for coming to John Carroll was at Falston. They had that grass field that was very difficult to play on. Here, it's this great turf field. I had a chance to walk on it before the game. It is it's just a gem. Kind of an amphitheater here also. A great place to watch the game from.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. I'm so pleased with what the county and obviously John Carroll done to install these turf fields. It's so much nicer. I mean, when I went to Bel-Air from Edgewood, the Edgewood field was just like, oh my goodness, it was rock.
Yeah.
Rock, rock, rock. Bel-Air had a wonderful, and Phyllis Emmis, bless her heart, she kept it that way.
Yes.
And I don't blame her.
That was Kate Gromacki, by the way, that number 1, or I should say number 2, sort of balancing the ball on her stick. There she is again. Great stick handling. Again, this is a young lady who missed the last 2 years with injuries.
If you notice, the referee there had her hand up, but she didn't blow the whistle, saying, okay, if there was a foul by Bel-Air, but John Carroll got control of it, so there was no call. It's just play on.
That's Gromacki again with that interception. You can see what a talented player that she is. Starting as a freshman and then missing the last 2 years. Good to see her back on the field.
I'm sure nobody's happier than her.
Ellie Brueggemann, number 4, with the ball. Clock running. You substitute on the fly.
Yes.
Coming up on the 11-minute mark here, left in this first half. Defensive play by Peyton Savoy, number 11 for Bel-Air.
John Carroll is really put pressure on down here on this goal. They just can't seem to crack that cage line. They've been down here much more than Bel-Air's been up on their end.
Very good point.
And usually that it's sort of, like time of possession kind of thing. That's usually indicative of who's winning. Or
Carol, one thing about it gets very congested inside that 16-yard circle.
Absolutely, yeah, it does. Seems like there's a leg.
We were talking about the 7-on-7 league that they play during the summer, and I'm sure that's a very entertaining game because the game is then much more wide open.
Yes.
With just 7 players on the side.
Well, I guess it's still that same way if you have a tie at the end
It
of
is, exactly.
regulation. You take 4 players out. You get to keep your goalie and then 6 other players.
Now we are feeling a little bit of that precipitation. Hurricane Dorian, which thank goodness for the United States didn't hit with the fury that it was supposed to have done.
Right.
Pray for the poor people in the Bahamas who suffered just 48
total,
hours of
total devastation. Oh my goodness.
But I think my point is that we are feeling just a little bit of the outskirts of Dorian here, and so
a little bit of a just a little bit of a drizzle.
Yeah.
Not really a drizzle. It's just
a mist.
A mist. That's it. There you go. There's the word.
Thank you.
Okay. John Carroll has another free hit for the offense from the end line.
Notice the defenders can't move until the ball is touched on the outskirts.
Yeah, the defenders can't move till it's tossed and hit, and neither can the offense. And the offense has to show control. It may not be stopped dead, but they have to show that they attempted to control the ball before they take their shot or before they pass.
Only 4 defenders and the goalie in the circle during those penalty hits that we're talking about, or short corners, if I guess is a better way to look at it.
Yeah, that's for us old folks.
9 minutes left here, and Carol, as you said, John Carroll dominating possession time, but it doesn't mean anything.
They just can't break through.
Still 1-0, just 1 goal, and that is unusual. Field hockey, it's not unusual to see 4 or 5 goals scored, per team per half. Now the Bel-Air Bobcats have the ball on the John Carroll defensive end of the field.
Nice pass out.
Patriots dominating, though, getting possession of the ball. Out of bounds, Bel-Air has it. First game of the year for both of these teams. They've had some scrimmages, but this is the opening game. Carroll, a good way to open because it doesn't count in your league standings.
Yes.
There's Campitelli, I should say. Campitelli, Campitelli. Just a sophomore. Second year on the varsity.
Bel-Air's got a free hit. Ooh, nice ball. Nice ball. Nice
Good stop by Brooke Smith, 17.
Yeah, beautiful stop. Good control.
Second year starter is Brooke. She's a senior. There's Campitelli.
Pretty nice stick work.
A soccer ball is now on the field as we have a soccer game going on the other end of the John Carroll complex. Cross country kids we saw just pass, so they've got soccer and cross country and field hockey and who knows volleyball going on inside.
And there's your shot. Yep.
Hale again. Well, I'm so impressed with this young lady who's not only an offensive player, but Peyton Hale is there playing defense as well.
Well, yeah, she's listed as midfielder, so they've got to go both ways. They're the sort of like the football linebackers. They got to play a little bit of everything.
16 goals and 5 assists, Peyton Hale last year. She has of course, the only goal of this game so far. That again came at 22:15. Bit over 6 minutes left in the half.
John Carroll with a free hit.
Kate Gramacki again. Taken away. Play on.
Yeah, that
Bobcats have it.
They almost stopped, and you don't do that until you hear the whistle. Play to the whistle.
It was Alexa Manguel, number 3, the sophomore, with the ball for the Bobcats. Finally had it taken away. Coming up on the 6-minute mark. Emma Sands, 24 for the Bobcats. There's Campitelli. There's about 1-on-3 though. She really didn't have an opportunity. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left here in this first half.
It's been a very well played first half, really.
It has.
Bel-Air needs to should count themselves lucky. They haven't been down there that much, and they got that one good shot off.
Moving the ball to the outside. Ellie Brueggemann, number 4, passed it out there. Campitelli.
Is that Chmielewski over there, 15?
For the Bobcats?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Allie Chmielewski. I was talking to Amy. There's a W with the way they spell the name, but it's Chmielewski. You know, she's a Bel-Air Town Commissioner as well. We're talking
Yes.
about Amy Chmielewski. Amy played at Bel-Air some years ago.
A few.
She coached 3 years at Bel-Air now. She's in her 3rd year. Coached 6 years at C. Milton Wright. Coached on the rec level for 15 years. So her daughter, Allie, has been coached by Amy in her entire life. Just, Carol, really interesting how these two teams have so much similar, the coaches with their daughters playing for them.
Yes. Oh, nice stick
Gormacki.
work.
Yeah, that's Gormacki. So good to see her
Nice
on the field
interception
again.
by the Bel-Air girl.
Yep, it looks like what, number 21 for the
Yeah.
Bobcats?
I think so. Leonard. Yes? No? No.
That
20.
would be John Carroll. I don't see a 21
No,
on this
there's-
roster.
yeah, I don't either.
No, it couldn't have been 21.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Peyton Hale trying to get control for Bel-Air, but John Carroll took it away. That was
was Helen-
Haley Butler for
Helen Butler, Helen the Hammer. I think she likes being called Helen the Hammer. It's sort of intimidating if you think about it.
Yes, it is.
Don't mess with me. My name is Helen the Hammer. I'd like to come up with a nickname for myself that would be intimidating, but I can't. No. None I can think of that would be intimidating, Carol.
I'll work on it.
The Dominator, I'm told. What do you think?
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Of course, I was always called Dandy Don because Don Meredith was known as Dandy Don, so Billy Rifkin tells me he got thrown out of a game almost because the umpire was Dan Morrison and he mistakenly called him Dandy Don. And the umpire didn't take kindly to
Didn't
it.
take kindly to that, huh?
No.
Ooh. Big opportunity for Bel-Air again. That was a miss by John Carroll.
That's Alexa Manuel, number 3. Goalie's down.
Nice. I think she got that with her stick. Beautiful play.
Good play, Alexis Loader.
Yes.
3rd-year starter, and you know that, Carol, having a goalie who's been in the net for 2 years and now a 3rd year.
That's pure gold for your coach.
Speaking of
for your
gold,
team.
silver, she was a silver medal summer future national hockey tournament winner this past summer. She's headed for Johns Hopkins.
Oh, wow.
Which means that she has to be a top academic student.
Yes, absolutely. She's not a slouch when it comes to the classroom. Uh-oh.
Ball is down. Good stop there by the Bobcats, getting it out. That was Sloan Peterson, number 25, making the defensive play for the Bobcats.
Another inline hit.
Boy, and you're right, Carol. The Patriots have just been down there, but now a minute 47 and counting left in this first half.
There was at one time, and I'm not sure when it was,
I know what you're going to say.
they tried to implement time of possession in field hockey, and they had to depend on kids, and eventually that didn't prove to be a viable
Shot was blocked.
situation because they would stand on the 25-yard line, and as soon as the ball went in, then whoever was there would covering for like the Bel-Air
Yep.
attack they'd start their stopwatch and they'd stop it when it came back out. It just was
Yeah, unworkable.
a
We
nightmare.
used to have riding time in wrestling, as you
Yes.
remember, that also proved to be problematic.
So the end result is you got to put the ball in the cage.
50 seconds and counting left in this first half. Well, if you're John Carroll, you go to the halftime. I mean, Alice Puckett's going to be saying to her team, hey, we dominated, but you're behind.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Amy Chmielewski, you say, we're leading, but we didn't dominate, so we have to play a little better. 35 seconds, timeout here with just 35 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah.
Usual, that's our first stoppage of time the entire half. Why would you call timeout with 35 seconds left? I don't know.
Alice must have seen something. She either wanted to point out to the kids. I guess it was Alice's call.
Yeah. Everyone knows when we say Alice, we mean Alice Puckett, because Alice has been around. I said you couldn't have coached for 37 years. You're like 39 now, because she still, looks like such a young and vital person.
Absolutely.
In fact, I was telling Lindsay, her daughter, and her assistant coach, that you two look more like sisters than mother-daughter, and don't mean that as an insult to you, just, and now, of course, the Hopkins farm, which she's originally, it's her maiden name Hopkins, she tells me they're going to get in not only farming, but they're going to open a brewery now.
Wow.
So she's not retired. She's sort of, what do you call it, switch gears?
Yeah. She's switched to...
The Hopkins farm, of course, one of the farms in Harford County that folks know about. Amy Chmielewski, who works for the Harford Credit Union, that has to be tough. You're working all day, and then you have to take off as quickly as you can from your job and get out here and coach. So I admire people who are not teachers and, do their job all day long and then sort of switch gears and come out and, take over the other role.
Alice must have seen something, or she's called to play, I would assume.
With 45 seconds, they put some time back on the clock, so from 39 seconds back to 45. Short corner. See the defenders coming out. Brueggemann. Back to Brueggemann. Has an open shot if she can get it off. Nice stop in the goal.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Nice play, too. Alice had that. There's another one.
Abby Bannon, the stop for the Bel-Air Bobcats. Her third year in the goal for the Bobcats. So, like Alexis Loader, another third-year player. Clock running with 17 seconds. This could be the last opportunity of the first half. 10 seconds. Looking for the shot. There is the shot. Nope, they're going to say the stick was too high. 1 second, and that will end the first half of play with the Bel-Air Bobcats leading by 1-0. Peyton Hale, the only goal of the game, coming at 22:15 of that first half, and that's where we stand, Carol. Your assessment of the first half?
Well, well played. They seemed like both teams had opportunities, but Folsom certainly had a lot more. I would think maybe the ratio 5-1.
You
as
said
far
Falston,
as being,
and I'll excuse you.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I can think of Alice. I think of Folsom.
I know what you meant. John Carroll, of course.
John
Alice
Carroll had many more opportunities, but Bel-Air made good on the one opportunity that they had.
29 years at Falston, she was Alice Puckett. 11 state titles in those years. 388, 109, and 20 is her record. We'll take a little break here. We'll come back with the second half action in just a moment. Don't you go away. It is the John Carroll Patriots hosting the Bel-Air Bobcats in the Battle of Bel-Air, first event of this weekend, and it's going to go into next weekend. So again, 1-0 the score, Bel-Air leading. We'll be right back. We're back with you at John Carroll Field, the Patriot Field, a beautiful field, a wonderful day. Carol Barker, the temperatures again in the 60s, a little bit of wind. In fact, I felt a little bit of light mist a little while ago.
Seems like it's let up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't quite
I think
feel
we're
it.
not going to have a problem at all. 1-0 our score is
doesn't seem to be affecting, make the field slick, so that's good.
Yeah, and the wind, I think, has dropped a bit. We talked about wind not being affecting the game, but of course, if you're running into the wind or with the wind, that does make a difference. Tires you out, certainly. Doesn't make a difference with the flight of the ball, obviously. They'll reverse fields now. The Bel-Air Bobcats going from right to left across your TV screen. John Carroll in the white from left to right.
Very interesting. You look at number 15, Amy, who I coached, her daughter, rather. She looks just like her mother from the back. Her mannerisms.
Allie Chmielewski, I'm sorry, Allie, number 15 you're speaking of. There's a play that, as you see, reaching the stick up and stopping the ball. That's legal. You can do that.
Because nobody was around her, too. They will give you a little bit of leeway. If somebody had been right in her face, she probably would have gotten the call on that.
And that's Helen the Hammer Butler. So who's going to argue with Helen the Hammer? I love that nickname. John Carroll on the attack. Another penalty corner coming up. Or is this actually going to be a penalty shot?
Can't tell. No, it's a penalty side shot.
Setting up.
Corner.
And again, 4 defensive players and the goalie. Can't move until the ball is actually touched. There they go. I mean, I haven't kept track, but John Carroll has had at least 6 or 7 of those penalty corner shots.
Absolutely. There it is.
Great
good save. Good save by the Bel-Air goalie.
Abby Bannon. Abby's had some good saves today.
Yes, she has. Well, they've been under a lot of pressure, really. I mean, usually when your game's in that, it's just like soccer. When the game's in the offensive end of one team for so long, usually there's a crack somewhere.
And the pressure brought to bear, like you said, eventually, if you're John Carroll, you have to feel like something's going to break for you.
Yeah, there's another one. You just can't seem to.
2 within the first 2 minutes of this for the second half. Another great block.
Oh, that was it. Yep,
it did go in. There it is. There's the goal that you were looking for. 27 minutes, actually 28 minutes exactly.
And if you notice, the goalie was out, so the defending player was the one but she was too deep in the gauge. She stopped it, but it was already across the goal.
And the number, it looks like number 15, KP Patrick, third-year starter, who scored that goal. So Patrick with the goal for John Carroll. We're tied now at 1. Here's Hale, Peyton Hale, the goal scorer for the Bobcats. Ken Carroll, you mentioned a midfielder. She certainly does double duty, offensively and defensively.
Usually your strongest player is your center midfielder.
Well, great stop by Hale. Here come the Patriots again. Good control. That's Patrick again, KP Patrick. Getting the ball past the defender.
Yeah, she waited a second too long. She had a chance to send it when it came free and obviously couldn't get a good hit on it.
That's Emily Allen, a sophomore in the ball game for the Bobcats, number 41.
This is number
10 for John Carroll.
10.
Not one of the starters on the team.
No, I don't see her name on the starting lineup.
I'll find her name for you. That's Josephine Mason, Josephine, a junior, number 10. Clear by the Bobcats. So if you're John Gill, you feel, hey, the lid's off now. Well, maybe we can go ahead and score some goals here.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you feel good, that's for sure, because you've been down there a lot.
Talked about the weather clearing up. The weather just got a little bit more windy and some of that moisture in the air again. Come the Bobcats.
That's the coach's daughter.
It is Ellie Chmielewski. Ellie has 30 goals and 17 assists, Carroll, in the 3 years that she's played. Second team all-conference last year.
Ellie Lauer, freshman, moving the ball down for John Carroll. Nice cross. Bel-Air made a nice stop on that.
Yep, Haley Lauer, number 1, a freshman, as you said, Carroll, and showing the kind of youth as well as experience of the Patriots. Looking forward to a great year in the B conference. Obviously, the competition a little less than the A conference. I mean, Alice Puckett is not used to losing. A 2-12 season.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure that was very difficult for her to deal with, but she'll make it. She'll make them.
Carroll, this past summer, in 2019 summer, both the varsity and JV team won the Summer 7 League that they have here for the independent schools. So that shows a lot of promise for this team.
Yes, absolutely.
As we mentioned, they had a bad year, yes, 1 loss last year, but 13 players named to the National Field Hockey Coaches Association Academic
They were
All-America
doing something
team.
right, that's for sure.
You have to say, hey, it was a good year.
Haley Butler moving with the ball. Number 7.
The hammer.
Is that the hammer?
That's the hammer.
Ooh.
That had to hurt. Peyton Hale in the middle of that, number 7 for the Bobcats.
I see that was called because she chopped at it and it got up into the body of a defender. They're not going to allow that to happen. That's too dangerous.
Strong hit by Peyton Hale. Good stop over there by Kate Gramacki. There's Kate with the ball. Again, so happy to see her back on the field. 2 years, 2 full years losing your sophomore and junior year to injury.
Well, she looks nice and strong now.
She does.
Nice hit, nice save.
Stop there by Bannon.
Bannon again.
Well, she has been under pressure.
She's been under pressure, and she's, for the most part, met that pressure very nicely.
Inside 23 minutes left. Of course, the guys in the booth will love to hear overtime as a possibility.
Oh yeah, I can tell they're already clapping.
Yeah. So excited.
Oh.
Bannon again with the stop.
Nice stop.
Ball was loose.
Oh wow.
Good job by the Bobcats.
Bobcat defense rose up that time.
Finally, Bel-Air gets it out of there. Momentarily, here comes John Carroll again. I don't think the ball has been in the offensive end near the goalie for the Bobcats this entire half. Taken away again by Hammer. Oh, that has to hurt. That hit above the pads. Haley Lauer. Actually, check no, Kate Osmus for the Bobcats, number 1. Kate Osmus, a junior, an honor student.
Kate Gramacki taking that free hit.
This Kate Osmus represents the Bel-Air school on the County Mental Health Hospital group. Volunteers at our church and with the Girl Scouts. So Kate Osmus, in addition to playing field hockey very well, is a very conscientious volunteer. Runs track also. Right now, after being hit with that ball kind of in the upper knee area. There's Helen the Hammer making the stop again.
Nice stick work by
Chmielewski?
Yeah, by
Chmielewski and Butler going one-on-one against each other there. Here come the Patriots, good pass.
Nice stop by number 7. That's Peyton Hale for the Bobcats. All right, let's see, that got up into her feet. That's got to be John Carroll, yep.
Helen Butler with the hit. Peyton Hale. Oh, great job by Hale. Oh, and taken away. Good job there by number 1, Haley Lauer. Here come the Patriots.
Oh, there's a free shot.
Chance. The goalie comes out, knocks the ball down. What a play by Bannon. Haley Lauer can't believe it. She thinks that she was tripped.
She might have been, but the goalie's got it right to the ball, too.
Checking, that's Ellie Brueggemann, number 4. who went down.
Nice,
Brueggemann, the senior.
Nice. Got a call against the Bobcats.
1-1 the score, as you see. 20 minutes, 20 seconds left in this contest, the regulation part, if we should go to overtime. 2 10-minute sudden death overtimes. Also, Carol, they take, as you said, players off the field, so you end up with 7 players on the field.
In the second overtime, you have to have a whole different group except for your goalie.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep your goalie.
Similar to softball, where in extra innings they put a runner on second base.
Right.
Which I think is a great rule.
Yes, I do too.
There's Hale with that great lofted shot that she has. That ball went about 30 yards.
Yes, it did.
Can't see the
I think
direction.
the thing that has impressed me most since my coaching days, and it comes because of the kids having all this summer camps and experience, their stick work is so much better. Really, really. We used to have 1 or 2 girls who could do what almost every one of these girls could do with their sticks.
Hale again with the clear.
The reverse stick move and the loft, etc. Very well coached.
Speaking of great stick work, that was a great job by the Bobcats. Madison Conroy. Madison, one of the seniors on the team. 4-year field hockey player. The National Honor Society.
That's a freshman for John Carroll, #1. She's impressed me. And
That's
great
Haley,
straight stick work, Haley
Haley
Lauer.
Lauer, yeah. We were told by her coach that she is a very versatile player.
And she plays midfield, so yes, she should be. Should be one of their strongest players too. Because she has to go offense and then she has to get back on defense.
And again, just a freshman, as we said, so 3 more years, including this year, as the 4th year.
Yeah.
Here's Helen Butler again.
Sure, Alice is happy about that. Oh, nice try. Nice
How the play
attempt
goes.
to get it out to your right wing.
There's Peyton Hale again. What a strong hitter she is. "17 minutes and 50 seconds left in the contest. Score tied at 1. Bel-Air had the only goal in the first half. Peyton Hale. KP Patrick came back with a goal for John Carroll at a 28-minute mark. That's where we are.
Haley Butler had that hit from the sideline coming in. Bel-Air has another.
And I think this may be the first chance the Bobcats have had to be in that offensive zone, Carroll, this whole half.
Yeah, I think you're right. Peyton
Hale
Hale has the hit.
She's at the 25-yard line. Choose to put it back a bit. Interesting strategy. Trying to reverse field, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Didn't execute it as well as they could have.
Yep.
The receiver need to get that ball out wider, out in the what they used to call the alley, and then go with it.
It's Emma Campitelli. Carried the ball all the way down that left side. Players appreciate this break. They've been going at breakneck speed here for the last minute or two. That's Campitelli. Campitelli's sophomore. 2nd year on the varsity.
Kelsey Gillis was the defender on that, I think, #9.
Mm-hmm.
Did a nice job of not letting the John Carroll girl get a good clean hit.
This game being televised on a Monday night. By the way, if you happen to be in the Bel-Air area next weekend, John Carroll will be hosting the Classic Tournament for the John Hammer Memorial Fund. Starts at 9 o'clock here at John Carroll. John Carroll will be playing Perryville, and then Patterson Mill will play the second game against Westminster, and then there'll be the championship game that comes after that. So, good cause. If you happen to be around the Bel-Air area and looking for something to do on the Saturday. Campitelli gets the ball into the middle to Brueggemann.
Oh, Oh, you don't want to ever block your goalie's eyesight.
No.
She's got to see where that ball is. She's the quarterback back there. If she says move, you move.
Hale, again, that lofted shot.
Nice loft. Bel-Air gets control of it, but John Carroll's right there to take it away.
You saw Conroy reach the stick up and stop the ball. Again, that's legal, as long as the player is not close to you.
Right, as long as there's not dangerous play.
That's a change, Carroll, from back in the day.
Yes, used to be if you lofted that stick at all, you heard the whistle, which was very frustrating sometimes.
Yeah. Again, a safety rule because the stick.
You can't.
You know, of course, also now wearing the goggles and the different safety gear that the girls wear.
Yes.
Back in your day, they did not do that.
All we had were shin guards.
Yeah.
And they didn't go up far enough. Let me tell you.
The ball seemed to be able to find the unprotected
that
spot.
Bare spot. Ooh, yeah,
that hurt. Hit on the hand.
That's probably maybe a
dropping,
card. I don't know.
Yeah, that was Kate Gramacki, the young lady we talked about who's been injured so much the last 2 years.
She didn't want to hear that. Didn't want to hear that I word.
Kate says, hey, I'm used to this. I'm fine. And she lofts the ball. Well, they didn't throw a penalty
No,
at all.
No They
card.
must have felt like it was, unintentional and,
Brueggemann with the carry and the shot.
Yeah.
Great pass by Brueggemann.
Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful cross.
Let's see who that was. It looked like number 14.
14 was, yeah.
And I'll find that number for you she's not one of the starters.
No, unless she's got a new name change, but.
That's Kelsey Fleischman. And here is a replay. You'll see this great pass. Brueggemann with the cross, getting it to Fleischman, who makes the goal. 5 goals and 5 assists. Fleischman, the sophomore.
Alice would be, I know Alice as well as I know, how she coaches because I coached against her for so long. She's just as happy with the gal that sent that pass across.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just a beautiful assist.
Brueggemann, we're talking about Ellie Brueggemann, 4th year on the varsity, came in and she had a shot, but it was a difficult one. She spotted Fleischman coming to her left, fed her the ball, and Fleischman made the goal at 13 minutes and 44 seconds. So the Bobcats find themselves down by a goal as the Patriots have scored the 2 goals scored here in the second half.
Yeah.
And Carol, that was, and I agree with you, that was a beautiful play. Unlike a lot of goals that are just sort of, you keep
scrum in front of the goal cage.
Thank you. You keep scrumming until the ball goes in. This one, Brueggemann found
it was textbook. It was textbook. It's exactly how you draw it up.
And Carol, I find it so difficult because you're watching the ball down at the ground, so your head can't be up like in basketball when you can dribble and watch. Here you have to sort of, have split vision, watching the ball on the ground. And then
if you notice, all every team, the home team wears white socks, the visiting team wears dark socks, and so that helps because your focus, as you said, is down. But if you see that, if you're wearing white and you see those white socks, you think that's my teammate, somebody, and that's a little bit of a help.
Okay.
So she probably saw a little bit of that. I don't know.
Okay. Ellie Brueggemann, again, one of the captains of the team who made that pass. So
yeah, that was beautiful.
To Fleischman.
That was textbook. And if you don't put that in, you should. Alice should take her out and run her around the field for a couple of times. 2 laps, go. Missing that easy pass from your teammate.
Kelsey Fleischman with the goal.
And she did a good job. She knew exactly what to do with it when she got it.
Yep.
And it was a shame because Abby Bannon's played such a good game. She's just been under duress almost the entire, 2/3 of the game, 3/4 of the game maybe, has been played in Bel-Air's defensive end.
And Brueggemann made a great job by drawing Abby Bannon
to
the left side of the goal.
Yep.
And then when she switched it was wide open. And as you said, Fleischman still had to hit the ball and knock it in, but she was able to do that. Helen Butler, and that time she had the stick up, and Carol, as you said, there was a player in the vicinity.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she didn't get that call.
I don't either. It seemed
that
like
was a little bit high for me.
Should have been Bel-Air ball, I would think. But then again, what do I know?
What do we know? Yeah.
We're just up here 50 yards from the field. John Carroll on possession again and on the attack. Bobcats need to make something happen here. Good job taking the ball around the defensive player.
I sit around the curb. Yeah. That's a while.
That's Kendall Rittmeyer, number 14 in the ball game, senior on attack for Bel-Air, that made that play.
And that's Ellie Brueggemann there, number 15 for Bel-Air, taking the hit.
The coach's daughter. Talked about the difficulty of being the coach. It's also difficult being the kid, being the daughter or son of the coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Bel-Air's going to, oh, no,
The referee says it's John Carroll ball.
I swear she had her hand pointed the other way.
Maybe she changed her mind.
I think she must have. Woman's prerogative, I guess.
Now, you said that, and I let the record show any cards and letters will come to Carol Barker.
That's right. Bring them on.
Yeah.
There we go. Come on, come on.
Inside 12 minutes.
Nice defensive move by the John Carroll girl. Number 7, Haley Butler. Nice hit by Haley. Nice crossing pass.
Helen the Hammer Butler. I just keep saying that. I just love the nickname.
Oh, nice. Good attempt at that backhanded reverse stick drive, but didn't quite work out the way she wanted it to.
Maybe Carol the Crusher Barker. Huh?
There we go. That sounds good.
Yeah. Trying to think of that nickname that worked. You're too nice to be called Carol the Crusher.
Oh,
Here's
well,
Helen
not when I was
Butler.
on. That was on the field.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, you know that better than
Yeah, I
anybody.
do. Yes. We'll tell that story at some point.
Don't do that. Everybody
Uh,
thinks I'm too nice.
You were. Until you got on the court or on the field. And that's the way it should be.
Oh, nice. False and goalie.
Coming out. Yeah,
I think
good
that's about
job.
the first time she's really had a clear shot.
Alexis Loader coming out, and in the old days they had what, steel-toed shoes?
Yes.
There's a ball for the Bobcats. Oh, great play by Loader, getting down and knocking the ball down. Goal is open. Oh, great job by Loader.
Yeah.
Bobcats had their first real opportunity of the second half. Clock running, 10 minutes and 30 seconds and counting.
Free hit at the
Here comes Peyton Hale.
25.
Hale unable to get her stick on the ball. Turn over to John Carroll. So if you're Amy Chmielewski, the Bel-Air coach, you have to be heartened that at least now the Bobcats have shown a little bit of offensive surge.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Inside 10 minutes. It'll be John Carroll ball again.
John Carroll girls just seem to be a step ahead.
There's Hale. Great interception.
Yeah. Now she's got to get rid of it.
And she has been all over the field, has Peyton Hale. Similar Helen Butler for John Carroll.
This is number 11. Is that who's?
Referee blowing the whistle, getting everything straightened out.
2. Katie Gramacki. Okay. Why can't I remember that?
Kate Gramacki is, again, that young lady we talked about who's playing as a senior.
Yeah.
You know, almost, I guess your senior year is so important, and so if there's a silver lining for Gramacki having missed 2 years, it's being able to play, and there she is as a senior.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've
I
seen
feel so bad
cases
when
where a senior gets injured and then
Yeah.
it's robbed of that entire year. That's a year you sort of point to.
Ellie Chmielewski.
Great
Good
stop
save.
by Loader.
Loader does it again.
Well, she
They
seems
have had.
to,
They've had. Bel-Air has had more of an offensive surge in the last 10 minutes or
Cale
so.
Loader seems to have that sixth sense to be able to know when to come out. There's
Oh,
Hale
nice
again.
stick work. Nice stick work by
That's amazing. What a
by
hit.
number 7, Peyton Hale. That was beautifully done.
Madison Conroy had the ball momentarily for the Bobcats, number 8. Time becoming a factor, 8 minutes left.
Yeah, you don't want to waste too much time here. Now it looks like Hale's going to take the hit.
It goes in, but did it hit? No, it
No.
did not hit a offensive player. So
No, they
smart by Loader to let that ball go in, Carroll.
yes, yeah, that's a risk, but if you're pretty sure, you always tell your goalie, let it go.
Yeah, but hit by Hale. And again, just so you know the rules, anything hit outside that 16-yard circle has to hit another offensive player. Here come that's Brueggemann out to make the stop. Great play by Bannon.
Another stop by Bannon. Bel-Air's defense has got to get that ball out of there.
That's Hale again,
Nice play.
able to clear it. Ball stays in play.
Good job.
That's Kendall Rittmeyer again, number 14.
Yeah, I don't have her number like that, but she
Yeah.
did a nice job of keeping that ball in play.
She wasn't a starter. She's come in here and played well here in the second half. Here come the Bobcats inside 7 minutes. Helen Butler again. Wow. What a player she is. Able to keep it in play. Nice center. Coming out, Bannon making the stop again. There's Hale. Notice the players sort of back off when Hale winds up to hit the ball.
Yes, they do.
She can slam it. There's Hale again. Butler. The two number 7s, Hale for Bel-Air and Butler for John Carroll. There's Hale again. She's been like a one-man wrecking crew or a one-woman wrecking crew in the middle there, keeping the John Carroll Patriots out of the attack zone. Inside 6 minutes left in the regulation of the contest, 2-1.
Leonard putting the ball back in play. Number 7, here comes Haley. Butler, the hammer.
Battling for it. Brueggemann. Looked like she had an opening there momentarily, but
Yeah,
the
and
Bobcat
I don't know if
defense-
anybody heard it, but that you heard the clap of sticks, and that's probably what was called, a stick interference, because you shouldn't hear that.
So John Carroll with another opportunity, and they're in no big hurry. They've got the lead. 5 minutes coming up on that 5-minute mark. I guess
Yeah.
at some point the referee might say,
Riley Castley will take the hit. Stop, control,
Butler.
fire. Bannon, nice stop. You notice the defender behind Bannon. Bannon's out. You got to have a defender back behind her. That was the only problem. That girl was there on the last goal, but she was too deep, and the ball got in. She stopped it, but she was in the goal cage. That, you know.
Here's Butler again. Is that a goal? I believe it is.
I think
Butler
so.
with the pass. Deflected into the goal, and that will be the third goal of the game, scoring at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Another great assist, this time by Butler. Let's see who actually got the goal. Here comes a replay. You'll be able to see Butler with a great pass.
Number 15 has carried the ball up. Patrick, KP Patrick.
KP Patrick, who
Yeah.
had the first goal for John Carroll. We'll give her credit right now. We'll confirm that. But now John Carroll has that 3-1 lead, a 2-goal lead, and that's huge, Carroll.
Yeah, especially with less than 4 minutes to go. It's awfully hard to score 2 goals in that time frame.
I don't know if the booth is able to confirm for us whether that was Patrick number 15 that scored. It was a whole herd of people on the left side. Huge hit by Karen Butler. There's Butler again.
She raised her stick. Oh, she was pointing.
Not sure why she started out the other way.
Yeah.
Chmielewski has the ball hit off her foot. This game ended in a tie last year, Carroll.
Wow.
Yeah. So they talk about ties being like kissing your sister. Well, I've got two great sisters. I don't mind that. However, I think I understand the point they're making.
I'm sure you do.
Bobcats sound desperate to get that second goal, to at least make the game feasible at that point. Clock running, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the contest.
Peyton Hale with the hit. Oh, nice stop. Nice hit.
Is that Helen Butler again? I believe it was.
Yeah. You have Helen, I have Haley Butler. Is it the same person?
Yeah, it's the same person. Let me make sure we have
Number 7 for John Carroll.
Let's find the John Carroll roster here so I can. Coming up on 1 minute, 45 seconds left. Yep, it's Helen. Helen Butler is the name.
Oh, I apologize, I've been saying Haley.
That's okay. I may have written it wrong on your copy. Minute 29 seconds left in the contest. Clock still running. Looks like the John Carroll Patriots, we don't want to be a little premature, but unless something really weird happens, they'll come up with a win, be 1-0. More importantly, since it doesn't count in the standings for the IAAM, it's a victory over their crosstown rivals, the Bel-Air Bobcats. Especially if you're a senior, you can for the rest of your life say, Carroll, hey, remember when we beat you on the John Carroll field back in 19?
Yeah, less than a minute to go. I think the Pats have got this one
Salted away.
Under control. Nice hit. Couldn't stop it from going outside.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Inside a minute now. Ball stayed in bounds. "40 seconds.
Oh, nice stick work.
Peyton Hale taking it away. Coming up on 25 seconds left. Chmielewski. Coming up on 10 seconds left in this contest. 3-1 as John Carroll scores all 3 goals in the second half, overcoming a 1-0 halftime lead of the Bel-Air Bobcats. 1 second, and that is the end of this contest. The John Carroll Patriots have come out victorious, winning by a score of 3-1, overcoming a 1-0 halftime deficit. The win for John Carroll. Tough loss, Carroll, for the Bel-Air Bobcats.
Yeah, they just, they had chances and couldn't put away, but their defense was just stellar because John Carroll played in their end of the field. At least 65-70% of the game was played in their end.
Abby Bannon, of course, did a great job for the Bel-Air
Yes,
Bobcats.
She has nothing to be ashamed
as
of.
did Alexis Loader for John Carroll. The few opportunities that Bel-Air had in that second half, Loader was up to the challenge.
Yes, yeah.
Well,
She made a couple nice stops when Bel-Air could have, put it in the cage.
Well-played game. I think both of these teams are going to see success. The Bel-Air Bobcats in the Chesapeake division of the UCVAC, and the John Carroll Patriots in the B conference of the IAAM. 3-1 our final score. We'll come back. We'll talk to some of the stars of the game and wrap it up for you. Don't go away. John Carroll wins at home over the Bel-Air Bobcats 3-1. We'll be right back. We're back with you at John Carroll School, where the Patriots have just defeated their arch rivals, the Bel-Air Bobcats, by a final of 3-1, winning their first game of the year and their opening game of the year. They have three of the stars of the game. Kate Gramacki, a senior for this team. Now, again, we talked about you were out for 2 years, played as a freshman, injured as a sophomore and a junior. Tell me about how difficult that was to be out and not be able to play those 2 years.
It was pretty hard. I had to watch a lot of field hockey and not take part, and I think I actually learned from the experience. I got to pick up, what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, and build off that for this year.
Had to be tough, though, to watch your players. Were you able to stay with the team? Did you travel with them?
Yeah, I actually helped coach JV, and then I helped with varsity. I was more of a manager type thing, but I played in practice and did as much as I could. But I stayed with the team because they're my best friends. So.
And playing as a senior, obviously, had you missed your senior year, that would have been really difficult.
That would have been terrible. I had to get better for this year, actually.
And looking at your team, you're in the B conference again. I know you have aspirations of winning that like you did in 2016.
Yeah, I'd actually like bookends. Freshman year, senior year, that'd be pretty cool. I think we're back in where we should be right now, and I think we can do it, actually.
Talk about the game today. The first half, it seemed like you dominated, but yet you were down 1-0. What did the coach say to you that you can repeat on air at halftime?
Well, she says once again, our issue is scoring. We have these great opportunities, we bring the ball up, but then the shots were just not hungry enough. But I think that's what we fixed. That second half, we really got hungry and everyone got in the circle and did their thing.
You surely did dominate that second half. Yes. Hang with me a second. Let me turn over and talk to Helen Butler. Helen, you don't mind being called Helen the Hammer. Tell me about how did you get that nickname?
It's mostly just because I can whack the ball down the field. Yeah.
Helen, you played a tremendous game. You play on the defense, but yet you also get a chance to put the ball toward the net as well.
Yeah, when I'm on defense, I do tend to push up a little bit just because I like to help out in the circle, and I like to shoot. I do get a little antsy.
Well, that assist you made to Emma Campitelli, the last goal of the game, it was a tremendous shot. Did you see her? Did you hit her, or were you just angling it toward the net?
I just kind of angle and hope somebody's there to hit it off on the post, but it was good placement. She was really good placement.
Senior now, what are your goals? What do you want to do next year, the rest of this year? Tell me about it.
I also play lacrosse, and next year I will hopefully go to Millersville to play lacrosse as well.
Oh, wonderful. Good luck to you the rest of the way in the IAAM.
Thank you.
Let's talk to KP Patrick. KP, you got it started. Your team was down 1-0. You scored that goal in the second half. That had to be a relief.
It really was. I think that at halftime it was nice that we were told to pick it up, stay positive and stuff like that, and I think that that's what really pushed me to do better and kind of start over in the second half.
Dominated the second half offensively. You really dominated the first half, just couldn't score. Second half, you got it in the net. What's it like beating Bel-Air, your arch rivals?
Very nice. We beat them sophomore year in the Battle of Bel-Air, and then last year we lost, and it was nice to come back for a rivalry and kind of push us to go into the season playing Roland Park next week.
All seniors, of course, so it's a good thing to go out as a senior knowing that in your senior year you beat your arch rivals.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about your goals this year. I'm sure a B conference title was what you're looking for.
Definitely B conference title, and just to kind of grow as a team. We're a very close team. We hang out outside of school, in school. We're always together. So I think it's just kind of to grow as a team, grow as people in general, and to get a B conference title.
Last year, a tough year record-wise, 2-12, but 13 All-American academic All-Americans. I mean, that has to be a feather in your cap as well.
Definitely. We have some very smart people on the team, very dedicated people to school. Kate Gramacki is actually one of our top academic people on the team, and along with our goalie Alexis Loader and defender Sophia Shukla. So we definitely have some academic strong people on the team.
Now Alice Puckett, your coach, I know you have a lot of respect for her, and Lindsay, your assistant coach.
Definitely. Our coaches are two very important people in my life. Puckett's been helping me since my 8th grade year when I first started. Lindsay helps me when I get frustrated all the time and just kind of pulls me to the side and helps me push more, but they're definitely big role models in my life.
Wonderful. Congratulations on the great
Thank
victory.
you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
The Battle of Bel-Air goes to John Carroll. Take care, Kate. Well, 3 wonderful young ladies, I think you'll agree, and 3 young ladies who helped John Carroll win the game. Peyton Hale, the Bel-Air Bobcat, outstanding player, scored the only goal for the Bel-Air Bobcats, that in the first half at 22:15. KP Patrick, whom you met, scored the first goal for John Carroll, that at 28 minutes. Then at 13:44, it was Ellie Brueggemann feeding Kendall Rittmeyer with the goal that made it 2-1 John Carroll. And the last goal, Helen the Hammer Butler feeding to Emma Campitelli, and she scored at 4:20. That made it 3-1. That is the final for the game. Want to thank Kathy Walsh, the athletic director here for John Carroll, for making us feel very welcome. Also, thanks to the coaches and thanks to everyone who helped put this together. Again, thank you for tuning in, the Hartford Cable Network. Very pleased to bring you high school sports on the Hartford Cable Network. Our final score from John Carroll, it is the John Carroll Patriots defeating the Bel-Air Bobcats, a final score of 3-1. From my partner, Cale Barker, good night, everyone.